The pool story, as you can see, as we've talked about, I love food. I have my whole life. I was a very chubby kid, also mentioned that. But to the point where it was out of control. Like, we would go to Chili's, this restaurant in the States that it's like Tex-Mex, and I would eat all my food and eat half my grandmother's food and start to reach for my brother's chicken tenders. He was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I was riding my bike one day on a steel horse I rode, and going down a hill, and my large 12-year-old body bent the steel bicycle seat in half. It just came off. And I picked up the seat and walked it to the bike shop, and the owner of the bike shop was like, who did this to your bike? With wire cutters, this is an evil thing to do to a child. And I said, oh, that was me. I did that. And he was mortified. So he called my parents, and they were like, oh, my God, we have got to get her into some sort of exercise class. This is out of control. So my brother at the time was this amazing swimmer, and they thought maybe it ran in the family. I can assure you it did not. And they said, do you want to join the swim team? I said, I don't. It was a very quick conversation. They said, well, just come to the swim meet and see what you think. I'm like, fine. I go to the swim meet. It's so boring. I spent all my life at my brother's swim meets. I'm like, no, thank you. But then I realized, I looked around, and all the swimmers, before they were racing, they were eating Fun Dip, which, you know, is the pack of sugar with a piece of chalk. Did you guys eat the chalk?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't eat the chalk. Another texture thing. I know. We don't need to dig into it. And so I saw them eat this, and they would eat it because they assumed it made them swim faster. I was like, I'm not here to question the science, but I would like to join the swim team. So I joined for the Fun Dip. And on the very first swim meet, they were already a few weeks into their season, and I get there, and the coach comes up to me and hands me this bright green one-piece Speedo. I was like, oh, I don't wear these. And he said, what do you swim in? I said, well, a XXL T-shirt with the sleeves cut off and a pair of sweatpants. It's my lesbian swimsuit. And he said, well, if you want to swim, you have to wear our team uniform. I'm like, oh, fine. So I get this bathing suit, and I squeeze my 12-year-old body into it that's never seen the light of day. And I get it on, and I walk outside, and they inform me that it's team picture day. So I go right up in front. My grandmother might have instilled too much confidence. And I'm standing there in front, you know, my shoulders are all high because when you're 12, life hadn't gotten you down yet. And we start taking these pictures. I'm smiling real big. And I don't realize that it's Speedo, Bush. Speedo, Bush. I give a thumbs up at one point. Just full Bush. We finished the pictures. I'm walking around, giving head nods to people and high-fiving. And no one can tell you that's a problem when you're 12. It's creepy. So I find the concession stand, and I saddle up to it, Bush out. And they proceed to feed me Fun Dip and nachos the entire swim meet, just going back and forth, sweet and salty, sweet and salty. I was so consumed by these snacks that I ended up missing every single heat but the very last heat, which was the hardest stroke. It was the butterfly. And this mom volunteer comes running up in a panic. She goes, Fortune, you hadn't swam. And I go, oh, because I'm in a sugar coma. She goes, Fortune, you got to go swim. If you don't swim, the whole team gets disqualified. And if we get disqualified, we don't get a free pizza party at the end of the summer. I was like, pizza? Why didn't you lead with that? So I came out of my stupor, and I run to the starting block, and I get up on the starting block, and I'm looking at the other swimmers. They're like warming up, like shaking everything, and I'm shaking everything, but I'm hopped up on kids' cocaine. So I'm like, come on, let's go. And right as they're about to shoot the gun, I realized I don't actually know how to swim. No one had bothered to teach me. My parents knew this and signed me up for the swim team anyway, because they're monsters. You guys heard how my mom took me to haunted houses. So they shoot the gun. These kids beautifully dove into the pool. I just flung myself into the pool, and now I'm flailing about the water. I am publicly drowning. And no one's bothering to help me. They're just yelling at me, "Butterfly! Butterfly!" I'm like, this is more of a caterpillar body. And it was in that moment I realized I could stand. The water wasn't that deep. So I'm standing there looking at my parents, and they look so embarrassed because they have the best swimmer on the team and the worst swimmer on the team. So I was like, all right, I am going to make it to the other end of that pool no matter what. So I decided in that moment that I was going to run the entire length of the pool, but I was going to give it the appearance of the butterfly. So I would swim up top and run down bottom like the mullet of swimming. And I was going to do it as hard as I can. So I started running like this. I was like, just like a beaver treading water. I ran so hard that I actually got to the end of the pool before everybody. I beat everybody. And technically, if you hit the end of the pool first, they have to give you a blue ribbon. They hand me the blue ribbon. I get cocky immediately. I'm like, suck it, swim nerds. I'm ready to get my own Fun Dip flavor, my own line of Speedos. It has fully gone to my head. And then another parent volunteer runs over, has to inform me that I have been disqualified. He said that you cannot touch the bottom of the pool when you swim, which is clearly some bullshit created by men. So I had to take my beaver skills elsewhere. That's when I joined the softball team. And I never swam again, but I did get that pizza party at the end of the summer, so that's all that I cared about.